Hey everyone, welcome back to the Lace channel. My name's Mickey. Let me take a moment to welcome myself back to the channel because it's been so long. I've been blessed. We just had a beautiful baby boy and I've been focused on that for the last few weeks, but now I'm back ready to make content for you guys. Today we're going to talk about how the food distribution industry and distributors in general have been devalued by all the crazy stuff going on in the government. Now this goes for me as well. Over the last 2 years, I've had this identity crisis because we had COVID. Then we had the subsequent crash of the economy. Then we had all the stimulus money, all the paycheck protection loans, everything that came out subsequently that have thus inflated the government to where it's at right now. And now we're in a situation where there's inflation. And I find myself, probably like most of you distributors, in a situation where our business has been devalued. It's been devalued by the government. It's been devalued by all of the speculation in the markets and all this money that everybody's making really easily and really quickly. As a result, things that have happened to me is I've seen myself earn money in certain speculative things like Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies, and I'm like, shoot, I'm making on these things more than I make at my business. Why don't I stop doing my business and start focusing on these things? And after beating myself up about this over the last year and a half, I really came to an epiphany. Right? And that epiphany was that both the speculative things are necessary, but also a cash flowing business is absolutely necessary. And if you're anything like me in a situation like the one that I'm in, you should not leave your business or your distributor, your food distribution, whatever you have. Don't leave it. Don't sell it, because here's what happens. As human beings, we tend to be prisoners of the moment. We tend to be stuck in today. We disregard the past, we disregard the future, we just take into account our feelings today and what's going on right now. And right now it's this period that if you put your money in cryptos, in Tesla, in growth stocks, whatever it may have been, you made a bunch of money. But just because it happened now doesn't mean it's going to continue to happen over time. Just because you had luck on one trade doesn't mean you're going to have luck on every single trade you make. So what's happened is these things have all come together to devalue our businesses and to make our businesses less sexy. As a matter of fact, I've had the worst offers for my business ever during this time because money's so cheap. It's so easy to make money, and when I say make money, it's so easy to get money. It's so easy to get a loan for $1 million or $10 million that a cash flowing business is no longer valuable. No one cares about it anymore. But if things continue this way, there is going to be a lot of inflation, which we've kind of seen it in timber and in this issue with the supply chain issue with the cars and the microchips. We've seen supply chain problems across multiple industries, and eventually what's going to happen is if we continue in this trajectory, inflation is going to skyrocket, and that's not good for anybody. So eventually, what the government or the Fed's going to do? They're going to step in and raise interest rates. The moment interest rates are raised, the amount of credit in the system is decreased. The amount of credit in the system decreasing means there's less supply to buy things in the marketplace. When there's less supply of cash to buy things in the marketplace, that means that prices start dropping, okay? And as prices drop, people start liquidating some of these assets. They either want to take profits or they bought at the top of the market and they're upside down. So they start liquidating these assets, and this situation kind of builds on itself until the economy absolutely crashes. And here's where your and my business comes in. When this happens, our business is the great equalizer. In a portfolio, there's nothing better than a business that just cash flows. In a good economy and a bad economy, in inflation and deflation, a business like ours is a necessary part of every single portfolio. So think of the business as the bond section in your portfolio. The bond section is a section that's not sexy. It's a section that doesn't perform overly crazily well, but it constantly cash flows, right? And it keeps you afloat during these good and bad times. Your business is this part of your portfolio, so it's got a place in your life. You should not abandon it. In addition to focusing on this, you should also focus on the growth opportunities and the crypto and these other things. But without this underlying business, right, to be the damper in the event of huge inflation or huge deflation, you're going to be in a much worse position. So what I'm trying to tell you guys is do not undervalue your business just because the marketplace is undervaluing your business right now. Eventually, your business is going to be worth much more because eventually a situation where a business cash flows through good and bad times is going to become necessary for people looking to park their money into something stable. You have something stable. Right now, everybody's speculating. Right? The entire marketplace is speculating on everything. Even cars. Like, I don't know if you guys follow the car market. There's no cars to be found. right? I can't go out and buy the cars that I used to be able to. As a matter of fact, I was going to buy a Lamborghini Countach, and which is an old Lamborghini as an investment, not even as a collectible or to drive it or anything. And it sold for $200,000, this car. I didn't end up buying it. And in just a couple months, the same car is going for $500,000. That's a 2.5 times increase in the price. That's because everybody's speculating in all these different markets, and there's so much cash in the system that it's bumping up prices of everything. So keep in mind that everything is like this. Eventually, what goes up must come down, right? It's inertia. It's how gravity works. If you throw a ball up in the air, it comes crashing back down. That's how everything works. And the economy works in cycles. So don't lose out on your business in these times thinking that it's not going to be successful or that it could be better, that you could do more elsewhere, because eventually all this comes crashing down and you're going to be able to rest back, right, on that little spring, on that little trampoline that is your business, and it'll hold you up. It'll bounce you right back. Even if good or bad times come, your business will always make money. So the bottom line is, guys, don't lose your identity right now. Work through these times, okay? Even if you have a small distributor, a small manufacturer, this is a time to double down, because bad times will come. And because we're in an industry that's pretty inelastic to these problems, you're going to be extremely successful when these problems do occur. Anyways, I hope that you enjoyed that video. I'm super excited to be back, and I hope that you have a great day. Take care.